what's the greatest force for change, and that's the marketplace. And so we're looking for partnerships that will lead to big impact kinds of change, and that means market-based solutions. First of all, some public policy work was starting to get traction, and Georgia was looking at some water efficiency plumbing standards before the national standards came into place. Same thing with building energy codes. I'm pretty sure we taught the first building energy code workshop in the South.
I came in with these very grand ideas of we're going to do solar and we're going to do, all these sustainable products. And Dennis was like, hold on, let's do energy efficiency. Let's get the combustion gas out of the house. Let's seal the house so that it's a safer environment. And it was so much more meaningful to the people at Habitat, the people who would be owning those Habitat houses, because it really helped them save money. Then the Clean Air campaign came. It was probably a $4 million ad campaign at the time, and a lot of civic leaders. It was a great project to work on.
ARC and Southface have had a wonderful partnership for many years, and we've been thought leaders collaborating on a number of things. Just as Southface is focused on sustainability and how to bring that more into the everyday workplace and residential environment, ARC has a part of our portfolio in sustainability, and we're focusing more at the community scale.
The Greater Atlanta Home Builders Association and the Southface Energy Institute partnered together to really create the Earthcraft House program. Some great leaders sat down and said, we can do better. Back in those days, the building code didn't have a whole lot related to energy efficiency, and we wanted to create a program that spoke to that, and at the same time gave the builders something they could walk away with, which would be some kind of a designation for the home that said this home is built to a higher standard. This home has been tested to make sure it reaches that standard. We're getting close to certifying our 40,000th home through the program, and it's probably the biggest localized green building, high energy efficiency type program in the whole country for home building.
It was important to us that have the certification. So when we broke ground here in 2004, this was the early days of both LEED and Earthcraft certification.
All of our houses at Serenbe are Earthcraft certified.
Dennis and the whole team at Southface really led some very thoughtful principles in developing the Earthcraft program, and it's one of the best in the country. When Earthcraft decided to do certified communities, Serenbe was one of the first 5 or 6.
We were just hoping for regional model, but to be recognized as a global model on sustainable and environmental principles, it makes my heart happy.
And we actually founded the local USGBC chapter in the basement of Southface. This was before the new fancy building. It was actually the old basement, when we used to go down and have a few snacks, and a few of us would get down there and actually discuss quite a bit of what the future of Atlanta should look like.
Ray Anderson, my grandfather, was a man who was committed to environmental sustainability. He knew that he needed partners not just to work with, but more importantly to learn from. And Southface in 1994 already had an amazing track record of their success, and the work that they were doing and the issues that they cared about, that Ray was certainly inspired and was ready and willing to learn.
I got to know Dennis when you might characterize him as mid-career. Southface was up and running, doing well, running a variety of programs, and we were able to support the further build out of what's now the Eco Office, and then finally develop programs, innovative programs, to solve some problems that our community probably didn't know they had.
Grants to Green is an amazing collaborative. It includes the Community Foundation, who really works with the nonprofits, takes the applications for the grants, Southface, who's the technical partner and does the assessments on each of the buildings, and then the Candida Fund, who provides the resources to make it all happen. Here at the Marcus Center, they've been able to reduce their energy costs by 7.5%. Pretty amazing stuff.
On behalf of Georgia Power Company, here's a check of $30,277.28.
$5.7 million to 187 different nonprofit organizations. What an amazing impact.
It's an enormous return for those nonprofits that have enjoyed the experience. Working with Southface, we've expanded that program to a couple of other cities, and Southface has expanded that program working with other donors on a portfolio of nonprofit buildings for Boys and Girls Clubs, for food banks around the region.
We were the first LEED certified food bank in the country. And all food banks after we built ours have been LEED certified. So we really had a model that was replicated around the country. You know, what that means is that our energy bills are lower. It means we have more money to feed hungry people, that we've helped families throughout the country because of what we did here in Atlanta. I'm very proud of that, and I'm very proud of having that relationship with Southface. They stepped up right away when we had the idea that we needed to build a new facility.
And I don't think any of us really knew in the 70s where this was headed. It's really impressive to see it come from a group of really dedicated volunteers who didn't have a lot of direction to a nationally ranked organization it is today. Who thought that Georgia Power now would be installing gigawatts of PV capacity all over the state? One of the fastest growing, installations of solar anywhere. So, long, strange trip.